Welcome to Serenity Path, where we explore the deep wisdom of life, diving into insights that can truly transform your journey. If you've ever wondered about the powerful energies that shape your personality, your purpose, and even your destiny, then you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring the profound meaning behind the first letter of your name. Yes, you heard that right. Your name's first letter could hold the key to understanding who you truly are, the path you're meant to walk, and the challenges you're destined to face. In this video, we'll unravel the spiritual and philosophical significance of each letter, how it connects to ancient wisdom, and the incredible lessons that await you. But trust me, this isn't just a quick overview, there's so much more to uncover, and I promise that by the end of this video, you'll look at your name in a completely different way. Don't miss a single moment of this journey, it might just change the way you view your life and yourself. Make sure you stay with us until the end, because the insights we're about to share could unlock answers you've been seeking for years. And don't forget, if this content resonates with you, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button to join us on this path of discovery. The Buddhist view on names and their power. Buddhism teaches that everything in life, even the smallest details, carries deep significance. Nothing happens by chance, and every aspect of our existence is part of a grand plan, interwoven with the energies of the universe. According to Buddhist beliefs, our names are not simply labels given by our parents but are deeply connected to our soul's journey. The first letter of your name is believed to carry a unique vibration, a symbolic representation of who you are at a core level. This vibration influences your actions, decisions, and your interactions with the world. When we understand the meaning behind the first letter of our name, we begin to uncover hidden truths about ourselves that were always there but perhaps unnoticed. What is this energy of a name? Imagine that your name is more than just a random collection of sounds. It is a portal to understanding the fundamental energies at work in your life. From a Buddhist perspective, names are seen as an embodiment of cosmic vibrations that guide our behavior, choices, and relationships. These vibrations are connected to the law of karma, influencing how we experience life and how we learn from it. Each letter in your name carries a different energy and symbolic meaning, which can reveal key aspects of your personality, your strengths, and even your challenges. This idea aligns with the Buddhist view that everything is interconnected, and that understanding our name's energy can help us align more harmoniously with our spiritual path. 1. Analysis of the letter R, restlessness and transformation. The letter R carries a unique energy, one that embodies restlessness, dynamism, and a continuous quest for change. People whose names begin with this letter are often driven by an intense desire for transformation and growth. This energy makes them natural leaders in their respective fields, constantly seeking to break free from stagnant situations and push the boundaries of what's possible. However, with this drive comes the challenge of learning to flow with life's rhythms rather than trying to control every aspect of it. People with the letter R as their first initial often display characteristics such as ambition, resilience, and creativity. Their minds are in constant motion, just like a river that never stops flowing. Their energy is infectious, inspiring those around them to grow, adapt, and seek transformation. However, this can also make them impatient and easily frustrated when things don't go as planned. The internal pressure they place on themselves to keep moving forward can lead to emotional stress if not carefully managed. In a broader sense, those with the letter R are visionary individuals. They see the world through a lens of possibility, often unable to rest until they've found the next great challenge to conquer. They thrive in dynamic environments where change is constant, and they may struggle in situations where stability and routine are the focus. The spiritual challenge for individuals with the letter R is to learn the art of balance. In Buddhism, there is a strong emphasis on accepting the natural flow of life, which involves both change and stillness. For someone with this energetic vibration, learning to trust the process of life and stop trying to force outcomes is key. The letter R represents the need to embrace life's natural cycles without resistance, allowing growth to occur organically. Those with this initial often face lessons around surrendering control, letting go of their need to constantly drive for change, and accepting that not every moment needs to be filled with action or transformation. A famous example of someone with the initial R is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Ginsburg was known for her tireless work ethic and her constant pursuit of justice and equality. She embodied the restlessness associated with the letter R. Her drive for transformation in the legal system, especially in advocating for women's rights and civil liberties, was relentless. Her journey was not without frustration, and she encountered numerous challenges in a field dominated by men. But her resilience and determination to fight for change are examples of how individuals with the letter R use their energy to transform the world around them. However, even Ginsburg faced moments where her restlessness had to be tempered by a deeper understanding of patience and balance. She worked tirelessly, but she also had to find ways to recharge and focus on the larger picture, her personal and spiritual growth. In Buddhism, this would be seen as the act of navigating life's natural rhythms, knowing when to push forward and when to retreat and reflect. One of the greatest challenges for those with the letter R is to avoid falling into burnout. The constant drive for transformation can lead to exhaustion if they fail to take moments of rest or reflection. This can be a significant challenge, especially when their efforts don't yield the immediate results they desire. The restlessness inherent in the R energy may cause them to feel anxious or frustrated during periods of stagnation. Yet, this challenge also presents an opportunity for profound spiritual growth. Learning to slow down and embrace the present moment can unlock new dimensions of understanding for those with this initial. The lesson of mindfulness and surrender is a powerful one for our individuals, who may find peace and fulfillment when they allow things to unfold naturally instead of forcing them. Do you find yourself constantly chasing after new goals or projects, often feeling frustrated when things don't move fast enough? Are you able to find peace in stillness, or do you feel the need to always be doing something in order to feel fulfilled? How often do you let go of control and trust that life will unfold as it is meant to, without your intervention? Have you ever experienced moments of frustration or emotional burnout due to your relentless pursuit of change? What could you do to avoid this in the future? These questions invite reflection on how the restlessness associated with the letter R manifests in one's life and how to balance it with moments of stillness and acceptance. For individuals with this initial, the path to growth involves finding harmony between their dynamic energy and the wisdom of knowing when to let go and flow with the natural rhythms of life. The letter R symbolizes an inherent drive for transformation and progress, but it also carries with it the responsibility to learn how to balance this energy with patience and surrender. Those with the letter R must navigate the tension between pushing for change and trusting the natural flow of life. Their challenge is to embrace the cycles of change, understanding that not every moment needs to be filled with action, and not every challenge requires immediate resolution. By learning to balance their innate drive for transformation with mindfulness and acceptance, individuals with the letter R can not only avoid burnout but also unlock a deeper understanding of their spiritual journey. The key is to find peace in both the action and the stillness, allowing their energy to flow freely without forcing the outcome. Through these reflections, individuals with the initial R can begin to understand the deeper lessons embedded in their name and how they can use their natural gifts to create meaningful change in the world around them. 2. The letter S, wisdom and introspection. The letter S is imbued with a deep, introspective energy, marked by wisdom and a natural inclination toward mystery and the unknown. Individuals whose names begin with this letter often possess an inherent sense of intuition and a powerful ability to sense things before they manifest. Their connection to deeper truths and subtle energies makes them remarkable observers of life. However, this introspective nature also carries its own set of challenges, particularly the tendency to isolate themselves emotionally, preferring the quiet solitude of their thoughts rather than engaging with the external world. Those with the letter S in their name are often perceived as wise and thoughtful individuals. Their ability to see beyond the surface and sense hidden patterns in life gives them an air of mystery, and people often seek their insight or counsel. They are calm, reflective, and deep thinkers who tend to question the status quo and seek deeper meanings in the world around them. However, their wisdom can sometimes make them feel like outsiders, disconnected from the everyday hustle of life. While they excel in contemplation, they can be prone to overthinking and become trapped in their own thoughts. This can lead to emotional isolation and a reluctance to open up to others. The challenge for these individuals is to share their wisdom without feeling exposed or vulnerable, as their introspective nature often makes it difficult for them to express their feelings openly. For those with the letter S, the spiritual lesson lies in the balance between introspection and connection. Buddhism teaches that true wisdom is not just about intellectual understanding, but also about emotional openness and interconnectedness with others. In this context, individuals with the letter S must learn to balance their inner world with their outer interactions. The pursuit of wisdom is important, but so is the ability to engage with others without withdrawing into isolation. The spiritual lesson here is that wisdom should be shared. It is not meant to be hoarded or kept in the quiet corners of one's mind, but rather to be used as a bridge that connects people, ideas, and hearts. Learning to express thoughts and feelings openly, without fear of vulnerability, is an essential growth area for these individuals. One notable example of someone with the initial S is Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Incorporated. Jobs was known for his intense introspection and visionary thinking. He often saw things that others could not, which led to groundbreaking innovations in technology and design. His ability to envision a different future, one where technology could enhance human lives, was driven by his deep thinking and reflective nature. However, Jobs also struggled with sharing his vision in a way that was accessible to others, and his tendency toward isolation sometimes alienated people around him. In his later years, Jobs learned the importance of connecting with others. His leadership style evolved to become more collaborative as he realized that true innovation comes from working together and sharing ideas. His journey underscores the lesson that wisdom alone is not enough, it must be shared, and it must be communicated effectively to inspire others. Individuals with the letter S face the challenge of navigating the fine line between personal introspection and social engagement. Their ability to deeply analyze situations and understand underlying truths can sometimes lead to feelings of loneliness or alienation. They may withdraw from others, believing that no one can understand the depth of their thoughts. This isolation can hinder their ability to fully connect with others and share their wisdom in meaningful ways. Yet, this introspective energy also provides a powerful opportunity for personal growth. The key is to learn how to balance their deep inner world with a more open connection to the external world. By embracing vulnerability and allowing themselves to share their insights, individuals with the letter S can bridge the gap between their internal wisdom and the people they encounter. They may find that the more they allow themselves to open up, the more their wisdom has the power to heal and transform others. Consider the example of Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher whose name also begins with the letter S. Socrates was renowned for his wisdom, particularly his method of questioning and seeking truth. His introspective nature drove him to explore deep questions about the human condition, ethics, and society. He spent much of his life in conversation, engaging others in dialogue to arrive at deeper truths. However, Socrates often faced criticism and isolation because of his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his tendency to challenge established norms. The lesson we can learn from Socrates is that wisdom should not remain in isolation, it should be shared, questioned, and tested by others. Socrates embraced the discomfort of being misunderstood in order to push humanity toward deeper understanding. His life teaches us that wisdom is most powerful when it is shared in open conversation, even if it leads to difficult or uncomfortable truths. Do you find that you often keep your thoughts and feelings to yourself, feeling that others may not understand or appreciate your perspective? How often do you share your inner wisdom with those around you? Do you find it difficult to open up, or do you feel vulnerable when you do so? Are you able to find balance between the need for quiet introspection and the need to connect with others? How can you engage more fully with the world while still honoring your inner world? Have you ever experienced a moment where your introspective nature led to feelings of loneliness? How did you navigate that situation? These reflective questions invite you to consider how your natural inclination toward introspection might be affecting your relationships and your ability to share the wisdom you possess. The spiritual lesson here is that, just as water nourishes the earth, your wisdom can nourish those around you if you allow it to flow freely. The letter S symbolizes wisdom, introspection, and a deep connection to the mysteries of life. Individuals with this initial possess a unique ability to see beyond the surface and sense deeper truths, but they must also learn the importance of sharing this wisdom with others. Their challenge is to find balance between their inner world of deep thought and the external world of connection. By embracing vulnerability and opening up to others, individuals with the letter S can use their wisdom to inspire and transform those around them. As you reflect on your own name and its first letter, consider how the energy of S shows up in your life. Do you keep your insights to yourself, or do you share them openly with others? How can you use your introspective nature to create deeper connections, both with yourself and with the world around you? By answering these questions, you can begin to unlock the full potential of the wisdom carried within your name. 3. The letter A, courage and leadership. The letter A is a symbol of courage, initiative, and leadership. Individuals with names that start with this letter are often natural-born leaders, driven by a desire to make a meaningful impact in the world. They possess an innate sense of confidence and determination that compels them to take charge in challenging situations and inspire others to follow their lead. The energy of the letter A is one of bold beginnings and powerful action, but with this strength comes the responsibility to learn how to balance their ambition with wisdom and humility. People whose names begin with A are often described as ambitious, confident, and highly independent. They are the pioneers, the innovators, the individuals who are not afraid to forge their own path and create new opportunities. Their vision is often clear, and they are unafraid to take risks in order to achieve their goals. However, this drive for achievement can sometimes lead them to be perceived as headstrong, stubborn, or overly focused on their own ideas. Those with the letter A are also deeply motivated by a sense of purpose. They are passionate about their goals and are willing to do whatever it takes to reach them. While this determination is one of their greatest strengths, it can also become a double-edged sword. When their goals are not achieved as quickly as they would like, they may become frustrated or even aggressive in their pursuit of success. In Buddhism, the energy of the letter A is often associated with the concepts of rebirth, transformation, and personal purpose. People with this initial are called to undergo personal transformations in their journey through life, and this involves embracing change, letting go of old patterns, and constantly evolving into a higher version of themselves. The lesson for those with the letter A is that their courage and leadership are important, but they must also learn to temper these qualities with patience, humility, and the wisdom of understanding that not everything is within their control. The Buddhist path teaches that true leadership is not about asserting power over others but about leading with compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness. For those with the letter A, the spiritual challenge is to channel their immense energy into endeavors that align with their higher purpose while avoiding the temptation to become too focused on success or recognition. Leadership, in the truest sense, is about serving others, not just oneself. A powerful example of someone with the initial A is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Lincoln's leadership was rooted in his courage and sense of purpose. He led the nation through its most difficult period, the Civil War, and was instrumental in abolishing slavery. His leadership was marked by a willingness to take bold action, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles. However, Lincoln also demonstrated the wisdom of humility. Despite his immense power, he often sought counsel from others and was willing to change his approach when necessary. His leadership was not driven by a desire for personal gain but by a deep sense of duty to his country and his people. Lincoln's ability to balance courage with humility provides an important lesson for those with the letter A. His leadership was not about overpowering others, but about guiding them with wisdom, compassion, and a sense of moral clarity. This is the type of leadership that transcends ego and is rooted in a higher purpose. For individuals with the letter A, the greatest challenge lies in balancing their drive for success with the need for patience and self-awareness. The ambition that drives them forward can sometimes lead to a lack of balance in their lives. They may become so focused on their goals that they lose sight of the people around them, their own well-being, or the larger picture of their spiritual journey. This challenge, however, also presents a powerful opportunity for growth. The key for those with the letter A is to learn how to lead with compassion, using their courage and initiative to inspire others while remaining grounded in humility. The process of leadership is not just about achieving success but also about growing through the challenges and learning to serve others in meaningful ways. Consider the example of Alexander the Great, one of history's most famous conquerors. Alexander's name begins with A, and his life embodies the qualities of courage and leadership. He led armies to conquer vast territories, creating one of the largest empires in history. His ambition and vision were unparalleled, and his leadership inspired countless others to follow him. However, Alexander's relentless pursuit of conquest also came with its drawbacks. His ego sometimes overshadowed his ability to empathize with others, and his leadership became more focused on power and control rather than the well-being of his people. In the later stages of his life, Alexander's failure to balance ambition with compassion led to significant challenges, both for him and his empire. Alexander's life provides a critical lesson for those with the letter A. True leadership is about more than achieving great feats. It is about leading with wisdom, compassion, and understanding that the greatest victories come from empowering others rather than controlling them. Do you find that your ambition sometimes leads you to ignore the needs of others or even your own well-being? How often do you take time to reflect on the purpose behind your goals? Are they aligned with your higher purpose, or are they driven by external validation or personal gain? Have you ever experienced moments of frustration or impatience when things don't go as planned? How did you manage those emotions, and what did you learn from them? In your leadership roles, are you able to balance courage with humility? How do you ensure that your leadership serves others and not just your own interests? These questions encourage self-reflection on how the ambition and leadership qualities associated with the letter A are manifested in one's life. The lesson here is that leadership is not solely about personal success, but about serving others with compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness. By balancing their drive for achievement with humility and patience, individuals with the letter A can lead in a way that is both empowering and transformative. The letter A represents courage, leadership, and the energy of new beginnings. Individuals with this initial are natural leaders who possess the ambition and confidence to forge their own path and inspire others to do the same. However, their challenge is to balance this drive with wisdom, humility, and compassion. Leadership, in the truest sense, is about serving others, not simply achieving personal success. By learning to lead with a sense of purpose, embracing the lessons of patience and humility, and using their courage to empower others, individuals with the letter can unlock the full potential of their leadership abilities. Their journey is not just about personal achievement, but about making a meaningful difference in the world around them. As you reflect on the energy of the letter A in your own life, consider how you can channel your ambition and leadership into endeavors that serve others and align with your higher purpose. Through this balance, you can become the leader you are destined to be, one who inspires and uplifts, while remaining grounded in wisdom and humility. 4. The letter T, balance and stability. The letter T is a symbol of balance, stability, and harmony. People whose names begin with this letter are often seen as pillars of strength in their communities, offering support and guidance during times of uncertainty. The energy of the letter T is deeply rooted in structure and order, making these individuals natural problem solvers who excel in creating stability in chaotic situations. However, this grounding force also comes with the responsibility to maintain balance within themselves and in their relationships with others. Individuals with the letter T in their names are typically seen as reliable, responsible, and strong-willed. They have a natural ability to create structure where there is none and to provide a sense of security to those around them. Whether in their personal lives or professional endeavors, they tend to be the ones others rely on to keep things organized and running smoothly. Their calm, composed demeanor makes them great at managing crises and finding solutions even in the most challenging circumstances. However, people with the letter T may struggle with the weight of their own responsibility. Their desire to create stability and ensure everything is in order can sometimes lead them to overextend themselves. They may feel compelled to take on too much, fearing that without their intervention, things will fall apart. This tendency to sacrifice their own needs for the sake of others can be emotionally draining if not managed carefully. The spiritual lesson for individuals with the letter T lies in the art of balancing responsibility with self-care. Buddhism teaches that true balance is not about external control or perfection, but about finding peace within oneself despite the external chaos. For those with this initial, the challenge is to learn to say no when necessary and to create space for personal growth without feeling guilty or selfish. The energy of T represents the pursuit of harmony in all aspects of life. This harmony is not just external, but internal as well. People with the letter T must learn that it is not always their job to solve every problem or bear every burden. Part of finding balance means recognizing when to step back and allow others to contribute, or simply to let go and trust the process of life. A powerful example of someone with the letter T is Mother Teresa, who devoted her life to serving the poorest of the poor in Calcutta. Her actions epitomize the essence of stability and balance, as she provided the unshakable foundation of support and compassion for those who needed it most. Despite the overwhelming responsibility of her mission, she remained calm, compassionate, and steady in the face of adversity. However, even Mother Teresa faced personal challenges in maintaining her own balance. The emotional toll of her work, the constant demand for her presence, and the overwhelming number of people needing her help could have easily worn her down. Her ability to maintain stability not only for others but for herself was a lesson in learning to find moments of peace within the chaos. Her ability to put boundaries in place and rely on others for support speaks to the deeper lesson for those with the letter T. True balance involves caring for oneself as much as caring for others. For people with the letter T, the greatest challenge is learning to set boundaries and take time for themselves. Their sense of duty and responsibility is so strong that they often neglect their own needs in favor of helping others. This self-sacrifice, while admirable, can lead to burnout and resentment if not kept in check. It's important for these individuals to recognize that they are not required to solve every problem or shoulder every burden. The opportunity for growth lies in the ability to embrace self-love and self-care while still being a reliable support for others. By learning to say no when necessary, and by allowing themselves to take breaks and recharge, individuals with the letter T can create a healthier, more sustainable sense of balance in their lives. The challenge is not to stop helping, but to learn how to help while also maintaining their own sense of peace and well-being. Consider the example of Thomas Edison, the famed inventor known for his perseverance and work ethic. Edison's name begins with the letter T, and his life was a testament to the importance of creating order and structure. He was driven by a desire to solve problems and improve the world, and his inventions revolutionized the way we live. However, Edison was also known for his tireless work schedule and his tendency to push himself to the point of exhaustion. Edison's relentless pursuit of his goals sometimes led him to neglect his own health and well-being. He believed that work and productivity were the keys to success, but this approach left him physically drained. Over time, he learned the importance of rest and balance, recognizing that without a healthy body and mind, his ability to create and lead would be compromised. Edison's story is a reminder for those with the letter T that true balance comes not only from hard work but from knowing when to take a step back and recharge. It's not about abandoning responsibilities, but rather about finding the right rhythm between work, rest, and self-care. Do you find it difficult to say no when others ask for your help, even when you're feeling overwhelmed? How often do you prioritize your own well-being over your responsibilities to others? What would it look like if you made self-care a priority? Have you experienced burnout from taking on too much? How can you set healthier boundaries in your life? In your quest for stability, do you find that you sometimes sacrifice your own peace of mind? How can you reclaim that balance in your life? These reflective questions invite individuals with the letter T to examine how their desire for stability and responsibility might be affecting their overall well-being. The key lesson for these individuals is to recognize that true balance comes from within and that caring for oneself is just as important as caring for others. By embracing this balance, they can live a life that is both fulfilling and sustainable. The letter T represents balance, stability, and the pursuit of harmony. People with this initial are often natural anchors, providing support and structure in the lives of others. However, their greatest challenge lies in finding balance between their responsibilities and their own well-being. The key to growth for these individuals is learning to say no when necessary, setting healthy boundaries, and embracing self-care as part of their journey toward stability. Through learning to balance their inner and outer worlds, individuals with the letter T can create lives of lasting peace, strength, and harmony. By recognizing that they are not alone in their responsibilities and by allowing themselves the time to rest and recharge, they can continue to be the steady pillars that others rely on, without sacrificing their own sense of balance. 5. The letter B, nurturing and care. The letter B is a symbol of nurturing, care, and emotional balance. People whose names begin with this letter are often deeply connected to their emotions and the well-being of others. The energy of the letter B is one of protection, compassion, and a desire to create harmony in the world around them. They are natural caregivers, always looking out for those in need, and their warmth and empathy make them pillars of support for those they love. However, this nurturing energy also comes with its own set of challenges, particularly the tendency to overextend themselves in their efforts to help others, often at the expense of their own emotional needs. Individuals with the letter B in their names are typically characterized by their gentle, empathetic nature. They are deeply attuned to the emotions of others and are often the first to offer comfort and assistance when someone is in need. People with this initial are highly supportive, loyal, and dependable, which makes them excellent friends, partners, and colleagues. They possess a strong desire to create peace and harmony in their relationships, and they are often the glue that holds communities together. However, the very qualities that make B individuals so nurturing can also lead them to neglect their own needs. Their selflessness can sometimes turn into self-sacrifice, leaving them emotionally drained and vulnerable to burnout. They may struggle with setting boundaries and saying no, feeling that they must always be there for others, even when it takes a toll on their well-being. In Buddhism, the energy of the letter B is often associated with the concept of compassion and interconnectedness. The Buddhist path teaches that true compassion involves not only caring for others but also caring for oneself. For individuals with the letter B, the spiritual lesson is to learn the art of emotional balance. Nurturing others is a beautiful quality, but it is crucial to recognize that one cannot pour from an empty cup. Self-care and setting boundaries are essential to maintain the energy needed to help others without losing oneself in the process. The energy of B is also linked to the Buddhist notion of interdependence, the understanding that all things are connected and that by nurturing others, we are also nurturing ourselves. It's important for individuals with the letter B to remember that their acts of care and compassion should be part of a balanced, sustainable practice. True compassion comes when one finds peace within and shares that peace with others. A powerful example of someone with the letter B is Buddha himself. Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, embodies the nurturing and compassionate energy of the letter B. His life's work was dedicated to teaching compassion, understanding, and mindfulness. Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of caring for others and recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings. However, Buddha also taught the importance of self-awareness and mindfulness, showing that in order to truly help others, one must first understand and care for oneself. Another example is Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft and philanthropist. Gates, whose name begins with B, has dedicated much of his life to helping others through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. His philanthropic efforts reflect the nurturing and caring qualities associated with the letter B. However, Gates has also acknowledged the need for balance in his life, learning to step back and recharge in order to continue his work. His journey highlights the importance of maintaining balance between giving and receiving, and the necessity of self-care in sustaining a long-term commitment to helping others. For individuals with the letter B, the greatest challenge is learning how to give without losing themselves in the process. Their desire to nurture and care for others can sometimes lead to emotional exhaustion and burnout. This is particularly true when they neglect their own emotional needs or fail to set boundaries with others. The nurturing energy of B can be so strong that they may find it difficult to say no or to ask for help, even when they are overwhelmed. The opportunity for growth for those with the letter B lies in learning to create a balance between caring for others and caring for themselves. They must recognize that it's okay to take breaks, to say no, and to prioritize their own well-being. By establishing healthy boundaries, individuals with this initial can continue to nurture and care for others without depleting themselves emotionally. They must also learn that self-care is not selfish, it's a necessary component of being able to offer true, sustainable compassion. Consider the example of Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and author known for her work on vulnerability, courage, and empathy. Brené's name begins with the letter B, and her life and work embody the nurturing qualities of this initial. Brown has spent years researching and teaching the power of vulnerability and the importance of emotional connection. Her work is rooted in the idea that true strength comes from being able to embrace vulnerability and connect with others from a place of authenticity and compassion. However, Brené Brown has also spoken openly about the challenges of emotional exhaustion. She has shared how, at times, her work and her desire to help others left her feeling drained. Over time, she learned the importance of setting boundaries, asking for help, and taking care of her own emotional health in order to continue doing the work she loves. Her journey highlights the need for those with the letter B to strike a balance between their compassion for others and their own well-being. Do you find it difficult to set boundaries with others, even when you're feeling overwhelmed? How often do you prioritize your own emotional needs? Do you make time for self-care, or do you put others' needs ahead of your own? Have you ever felt emotionally drained from giving too much to others? What can you do to prevent this from happening in the future? How do you balance your desire to nurture and care for others with the need to care for yourself? These reflective questions invite those with the letter B to explore how their nurturing tendencies might be affecting their emotional health. The key lesson here is that true compassion involves taking care of oneself in order to be able to take care of others. Learning to set boundaries and prioritize self-care will allow individuals with the letter B to continue their compassionate work in a sustainable and fulfilling way. The letter B represents nurturing, care, and the energy of compassion. People with this initial are deeply connected to the emotional well-being of others and are often the caregivers, the healers, and the supporters in their communities. However, their challenge is to learn the importance of emotional balance, caring for themselves just as much as they care for others. The spiritual lesson for those with the letter B is to embrace self-care, set boundaries, and recognize that nurturing others is most effective when it comes from a place of inner peace and emotional health. By learning to maintain a healthy balance between caring for others and caring for themselves, individuals with the letter B can continue to offer their warmth and compassion to the world without losing themselves in the process. Their nurturing energy is a gift to the world, but it is most effective when they remember to nurture and care for themselves as well. 6. The letter Z, completion and transformation. The letter Z is a symbol of completion, transformation, and the wisdom gained through experience. People whose names begin with Z are often seen as individuals who have the ability to bring things to fruition and bring closure to cycles in their lives. The energy of Z represents endings and new beginnings, making these individuals natural agents of change. They have a unique ability to see the bigger picture, recognizing that every ending is simply a precursor to a new phase in life. However, this transformative energy also comes with its own challenges, particularly the tendency to become detached from emotions and the need to find a deeper sense of connection with others. Individuals with the letter Z in their names are often seen as wise, introspective, and capable of seeing things from a broader perspective. They are not afraid to embrace change, even when it requires letting go of the past. Their ability to understand that life is cyclical, where endings give way to new beginnings, makes them resilient and adaptable. These individuals are often able to make difficult decisions and take bold actions when necessary, bringing about transformation in themselves and others. However, the very energy that makes them capable of seeing the big picture can sometimes make them appear distant or detached. People with the letter Z may struggle with forming deep emotional connections because they often focus on larger ideas or goals rather than on the smaller, more intimate aspects of relationships. Their tendency to focus on the bigger picture may lead to feelings of isolation or misunderstanding by others, who may not always share their broader perspective. The spiritual lesson for individuals with the letter Z revolves around understanding the concept of impermanence and the ability to accept and embrace change. In Buddhism, impermanence is a central tenet, the understanding that everything is in a constant state of flux. People with the initial Z are called to learn how to navigate this impermanence, understanding that while change can be uncomfortable, it is also a necessary part of spiritual growth. The challenge for those with the letter Z is to learn how to find balance between their ability to see the bigger picture and the need to stay grounded in the present moment. While they are adept at navigating transitions and transformations, they must also learn to connect more deeply with the present and the people around them. The lesson is to appreciate the beauty of life as it is, rather than constantly looking for what comes next. True transformation comes when one learns to fully experience and appreciate both the beginning and the end of a cycle, without rushing through them. A well-known example of someone with the letter Z is Zaha Hadid, the renowned architect whose groundbreaking designs have transformed the architectural landscape. Hadid's visionary work, often characterized by bold, futuristic structures, exemplifies the transformative power of the letter Z. She was not afraid to challenge conventions and push boundaries, seeing architecture as a means of transformation and change. However, Hadid's work also reflects the complexity of the Z energy. While she was able to see the larger vision of her projects, she often had to make difficult decisions about what to let go of in order to complete a project. Her ability to bring her bold ideas to life required immense discipline, foresight, and the ability to embrace both the creative process and the necessary closures in order to complete her work. Hadid's example speaks to the transformative power of the letter Z, but it also highlights the challenge of staying emotionally connected while engaging in the bigger picture of transformation. Her journey emphasizes the importance of embracing both the creative and the completion aspects of any process. For individuals with the letter Z, one of the greatest challenges is learning to balance their focus on transformation with the need for deeper emotional connection. Their ability to see the bigger picture can sometimes make them seem detached or unapproachable. They may prioritize achieving their goals or pursuing their vision, sometimes at the expense of their personal relationships. The opportunity for growth lies in learning how to embrace both the transformative power of change and the deeper emotional connections that make those changes meaningful. People with the letter Z have the potential to be powerful agents of change, but they must also learn how to connect with others on an emotional level, creating relationships that are not just about achieving goals, but about sharing in the experience of transformation together. Think of Zora Neale Hurston, the famous author and anthropologist known for her contributions to African American literature and her exploration of the complexities of identity and culture. Kirsten's name begins with Z, and her life's work is an example of both completion and transformation. Her writing often dealt with themes of change, identity, and the cycles of life in African American communities. However, Kirsten faced many personal and professional challenges throughout her life. She was ahead of her time in her exploration of race, gender, and culture, and her work was not always well received. She had to let go of many personal and societal expectations in order to pursue her vision. Despite facing hardship and isolation, Kirsten remained steadfast in her commitment to her work, embodying the Z energy of embracing transformation through difficulty. Her story speaks to the importance of trusting the process of transformation and recognizing that even in the face of adversity, the end of one cycle marks the beginning of another. Kirsten's life and work offer a powerful reminder that embracing the impermanence of life can lead to profound spiritual growth. Do you find it difficult to form deep emotional connections because you tend to focus on the bigger picture? How do you handle change in your life? Are you able to embrace it with grace, or do you resist the discomfort that it may bring? Have you ever struggled with the idea of letting go of something in order to bring about transformation? How did you navigate that process? Do you feel that you are able to fully appreciate the present moment, or are you constantly looking toward the future? These reflective questions encourage individuals with the letter Z to consider how their transformative energy might affect their emotional life and their connections with others. The spiritual lesson here is to recognize that transformation is a constant part of life, but it is important to find balance and appreciate both the beginning and the end of each cycle, allowing oneself to fully experience both. The letter Z represents completion, transformation, and the wisdom gained through experience. People with this initial have a natural ability to see the bigger picture and navigate change with resilience and strength. However, their challenge is to stay grounded in the present moment and connect emotionally with others, not just with the larger goals they are working toward. By learning to balance the transformational energy of Z with the need for emotional connection and presence, individuals with this initial can unlock their full potential as powerful agents of change. They can learn to embrace both the beginning and the end of each cycle, understanding that each is equally important in the process of transformation. Through this balance, they can continue to evolve and inspire, while also creating meaningful relationships that help them appreciate the beauty of life's continuous cycle. 7. The letter C, creativity and communication. The letter C is a symbol of creativity, communication, and the dynamic flow of ideas. Individuals whose names begin with this letter are often marked by their expressive nature and their ability to connect with others through innovative ideas and creative endeavors. The energy of C is one of fluidity and versatility, making these individuals excellent at adapting to new environments and communicating in ways that captivate and inspire others. However, this dynamic energy can also come with its own challenges, particularly the need to balance their creative impulses with the need for stability and focus. People with the letter C in their names are typically seen as dynamic, curious, and highly expressive. They are driven by a deep desire to explore, create, and connect with others through their ideas and innovations. Their creativity flows naturally, and they often excel in artistic or intellectual pursuits. Whether through writing, speaking, or other forms of expression, individuals with the letter C have the gift of communication, enabling them to convey their thoughts in a way that resonates with others. These individuals are often adaptable, able to thrive in a variety of situations and environments. Their ability to communicate effectively with others makes them excellent collaborators, and they are often at the forefront of change, bringing new ideas to life and inspiring those around them. However, their creativity can sometimes make it difficult for them to focus on one task for too long. The constant flow of new ideas can lead to a lack of direction or a sense of restlessness, and individuals with the letter C may struggle with completing projects or staying committed to long-term goals. In Buddhism, the energy of the letter C aligns with the idea of impermanence, the ever-changing nature of life. People with the initial C are often in tune with the fluidity of the world, which gives them the ability to adapt and innovate. However, the spiritual lesson for these individuals is to find a balance between creativity and stability. While creativity is a beautiful gift, it is important for them to channel their ideas in ways that create lasting value rather than constantly shifting from one idea to the next. The challenge for those with the letter C is to learn how to focus their energy and direct it toward one path. In Buddhism, this aligns with the practice of mindfulness, which encourages individuals to stay present and grounded, even amidst the ever-changing flow of life. For those with the letter C, the lesson is to learn to balance their need for constant innovation with the patience and discipline required to complete tasks and see their projects through to fruition. A famous example of someone with the letter C is Charles Darwin, the renowned naturalist and biologist. Darwin's groundbreaking work on the theory of evolution exemplifies the creative and communicative energy of the letter C. His ability to observe, adapt, and communicate complex ideas revolutionized the way we understand life on Earth. Darwin's work was built on his keen ability to connect seemingly unrelated observations and communicate them in a way that transformed the field of science. However, Darwin's journey was not without its challenges. His groundbreaking ideas were met with resistance, and his work took years of dedicated focus to complete. For someone with the letter C, like Darwin, the spiritual lesson is to recognize that creative inspiration is important, but so is the discipline to stay the course and bring ideas into reality. Darwin's ability to channel his creative energy into a single, cohesive theory was integral to his success. For individuals with the letter C, the greatest challenge is often one of focus. Their creative energy flows freely, and while this makes them highly adaptable and capable of generating numerous ideas, it can also result in a scattered approach to life and work. They may begin many projects but struggle to finish them, or they may find it difficult to stick with one pursuit for long periods of time. The opportunity for growth for those with the letter C lies in learning how to focus their creative energy and bring their ideas to completion. This requires patience, discipline, and mindfulness. The key is to channel their creativity into projects that are meaningful and to stay committed to seeing those projects through, even when the initial excitement wanes. A second challenge lies in the need to find balance between external expression and internal reflection. People with the letter C often have a strong desire to communicate and connect with others, but they must also learn the importance of self-reflection and quiet contemplation. Without time for introspection, they risk becoming overly influenced by external opinions, which can disrupt their creative flow. Consider the example of Coco Chanel, the iconic fashion designer whose name begins with C. Chanel's creative vision revolutionized the fashion industry, and her ability to communicate her ideas through clothing forever changed the way women dressed. She was a visionary, unafraid to challenge societal norms and to express herself through her designs. Chanel's creativity and ability to communicate through fashion made her one of the most influential figures in fashion history. However, Chanel's story also demonstrates the challenges that come with boundless creativity. Her relentless pursuit of innovation led her to take risks, but it also caused her to face moments of isolation and self-doubt. Chanel had to learn how to stay focused and disciplined, balancing her constant flow of ideas with the practicalities of running a business and creating lasting work. Chanel's journey highlights the importance of channeling creative energy into focused efforts, and the necessity of both external expression and internal reflection for personal growth. Do you find it difficult to stay focused on one project for an extended period of time? How do you manage your creative energy? How often do you reflect on your ideas before sharing them with others? Are you able to listen to your inner voice and use that as a guide? Have you ever experienced a time when your creativity felt scattered or unfocused? How did you bring that energy back to a central purpose? In what ways can you use your creativity to create lasting value rather than simply chasing after the next new idea? These reflective questions invite individuals with the letter C to explore how they can better manage their creative energy. The key lesson here is to focus their dynamic creativity in ways that create lasting impact, while also finding time for introspection and self-reflection. Creativity is an incredible gift, but it requires discipline and mindfulness to bring it to its fullest potential. The letter C represents creativity, communication, and the dynamic flow of ideas. People with this initial are highly expressive, adaptable, and driven by a deep desire to connect with others and make their mark on the world. However, their greatest challenge lies in balancing their creative impulses with the need for focus and stability. The lesson for those with the letter C is to learn how to channel their creativity into projects that are meaningful and lasting, while also taking the time to reflect and stay grounded in the present moment. By embracing both creativity and discipline, individuals with the letter C can unlock their full potential, bringing their innovative ideas to life in a way that is both fulfilling and impactful. Their ability to communicate, inspire, and create can transform the world around them, if they learn to balance their creative energy with the patience and focus necessary to see their visions through to completion. 8. The letter P, purpose and discipline. The letter P symbolizes purpose, discipline, and the pursuit of personal growth. Individuals with names beginning with this letter are often driven by a deep sense of mission and a desire to achieve meaningful, long-term goals. The energy of P is focused on progress and achievement, but it also requires perseverance and a structured approach to reaching success. People with this initial are often disciplined, detail-oriented, and goal-driven, but their challenge lies in balancing their drive for perfection with the ability to embrace imperfection and enjoy the journey. Those with the letter P in their names tend to be highly focused, hardworking, and ambitious. They are deeply committed to their goals and are willing to put in the effort required to achieve them. Their drive for personal growth is strong, and they often dedicate themselves to continuous learning and self-improvement. They have a keen eye for detail, which helps them succeed in tasks that require precision and consistency. People with the letter P are also often very disciplined in their approach to life. They have a strong sense of responsibility and feel a deep need to follow through on their commitments. However, their drive for discipline and perfection can sometimes make them overly critical of themselves and others. This can lead to feelings of frustration when things don't go according to plan or when they perceive their progress as insufficient. In Buddhism, the energy of the letter P aligns with the concept of mindfulness and the practice of living with intention. People with this initial are naturally inclined toward discipline, which is a positive trait, but their challenge is learning to balance their desire for control with the acceptance of impermanence. In Buddhist teachings, the concept of impermanence teaches that everything is constantly changing and evolving. For individuals with the letter P, the lesson is to recognize that perfection is an illusion and that true peace and growth come from embracing life's unpredictability and learning to go with the flow. While discipline and purpose are essential for success, individuals with the letter P must also learn to practice self-compassion. The ability to accept that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process can help them maintain their sense of balance and prevent burnout. True discipline comes not just from doing things perfectly, but from persevering through challenges with a peaceful, accepting attitude. A famous example of someone with the letter P is Pablo Picasso, one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Picasso's name begins with P, and his work embodies both purpose and discipline. He was driven by a strong sense of mission to explore and express the complexities of human existence through art. Picasso's dedication to his craft was unmatched, and he continually pushed the boundaries of artistic expression, creating masterpieces across various mediums. However, Picasso's journey was not without its challenges. His commitment to his purpose often led him to work relentlessly, sometimes at the expense of his personal life. His relentless pursuit of perfection in his art sometimes caused him emotional distress, as he sought to constantly evolve and break new ground. Picasso's life teaches us that while purpose and discipline are important, it is also crucial to find balance and to embrace the imperfections and uncertainties that come with the creative process. Another example is Pelé, the legendary Brazilian footballer. Pelé's commitment to his purpose as a footballer and his discipline in training helped him become one of the greatest players in history. His focus on excellence and improvement was key to his success, but his ability to enjoy the game and embrace its unpredictable nature also allowed him to maintain a sense of joy and purpose throughout his career. For individuals with the letter P, one of the greatest challenges is the tendency to become overly focused on perfection. Their drive for success can sometimes lead them to place unrealistic expectations on themselves, causing stress and anxiety. The pursuit of perfection can also lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, as they may never feel that their efforts are good enough. The opportunity for growth lies in learning to embrace imperfection and accepting that setbacks are an inevitable part of the process. For those with the letter P, the key is to find peace in the pursuit of their goals rather than fixating on the outcome. Learning to embrace the journey, with all its ups and downs, is an essential part of personal growth. Individuals with the letter P must also learn to practice self-compassion, recognizing that mistakes and setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for learning and improvement. Consider the example of Oprah Winfrey, a person whose name begins with O, but embodies the spirit of P through her commitment to purpose and discipline. Oprah is widely known for her work in television and her role as a media mogul, but her success didn't come easily. She faced many challenges, including difficult childhood circumstances and setbacks in her career. However, Oprah's discipline, purpose, and commitment to continuous learning allowed her to rise above these challenges and build an empire focused on personal development and empowerment. Oprah's story teaches us that purpose and discipline are essential, but it is also crucial to acknowledge and overcome personal obstacles. She has always been open about her struggles, teaching us that perseverance and staying true to one's purpose are key to success. Her ability to embrace the unpredictability of life and not let setbacks define her journey is a testament to the growth that comes from embracing life's challenges. Do you find that your drive for perfection sometimes causes stress or frustration? How do you handle the pressure you place on yourself to succeed? How often do you practice self-compassion when things don't go according to plan? Are you able to forgive yourself and learn from mistakes? Have you ever become so focused on achieving your goals that you lost sight of the present moment? How can you reconnect with the journey, not just the outcome? In what areas of your life can you embrace imperfection and use it as an opportunity for growth? These reflective questions encourage individuals with the letter P to examine how their desire for perfection might affect their emotional well-being and their personal growth. The key lesson for these individuals is to recognize that true success comes from persistence, patience, and a willingness to accept imperfection along the way. The letter P represents purpose, discipline, and the pursuit of personal growth. People with this initial are highly driven, focused, and committed to achieving their goals. However, their greatest challenge lies in learning to embrace imperfection and balance their discipline with self-compassion. By accepting the fluidity of life and being kind to themselves when they fall short of perfection, individuals with the letter P can unlock their full potential and experience true personal growth. Through embracing both purpose and flexibility, individuals with the letter P can continue to strive for their goals while enjoying the journey, learning from setbacks, and ultimately finding peace in the pursuit of their dreams.